From garbage to greatness. I was a poor boy. I had no good clothes, no nice shoes, and no soft bed to sleep in. My home was small. The roof leaked when it rained. The floor was cold during winter. I lived with my mother and little sister. My father left us when I was very young. My mother worked in houses to clean dishes and floors. She worked all day but earned very little money. We did not have enough food. Some days we ate only once. Some days we drank only water and went to sleep. I never asked for toys or sweets. I knew we had nothing. I was just a small boy, but I understood pain. I understood hunger. Every morning, I woke up before sunrise. I took a big dirty bag on my shoulder. I walked in the streets, looking for plastic bottles, broken toys, old papers, and anything I could sell. I collected garbage. That was my job. I was only 8 years old, but I was already working like a grown man. People saw me on the road and laughed. Some pointed at me and said, "Look at that garbage boy." Some children from rich homes made fun of me. They covered their noses when I walked by. Some threw stones and said, "Go away, dirty boy." It hurt me. I felt small. I felt like I was nothing. My hands were always dirty. My feet had no shoes. My clothes smelled bad. No one respected me. Not even the dogs on the street cared about me. But I never cried in front of people. I kept walking. I kept working. Inside, I was broken. But outside, I stayed strong. One day, I saw a school near the place where I collected garbage. I saw children going in. They wore uniforms. They had bags and books. I stood near the gate and watched them. They were laughing, learning, and playing. I wanted to go inside. I wanted to sit on a bench. I wanted to hold a pencil. But I knew I was a garbage boy. I was not like them. Still, every day after work, I stood near that school gate and watched. One day, the principal saw me. He walked to me and said, "Why do you come here every day?" I looked down and said, "I want to study. I want to learn." He looked at my dirty bag and my torn shirt. He said, "Where are your parents?" I said, "My mother is working. I don't have a father." The principal was quiet for a moment. Then he smiled and said, "Come with me." He took me inside the school. Everyone looked at me. I felt nervous. He gave me a book and said, "Sit here. You can study here from today." I couldn't believe it. My eyes were full of tears. I sat on the bench and looked at the blackboard. I didn't understand anything, but I felt happy. For the first time in my life, someone gave me a chance. I started learning slowly. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. I was older than other kids in class, but I didn't care. I studied hard. After school, I still collected garbage. I needed to earn money for my family. But I did not stop studying. Some children made fun of me in school too. They said, "You are a garbage boy. Why are you here?" But I ignored them. I knew my value. I studied every night under a streetlight. I had no table or chair. I sat on the ground with my books. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to show everyone that a poor boy can also become great. Years passed. I moved to higher classes. I became the best student in my school. I won prizes. I learned English. I started speaking in front of the class. The same people who laughed at me started clapping for me. My teachers called me special. I felt proud. I felt like I was not small anymore. I still helped my mother. I still collected garbage in the mornings and evenings. But now I had a dream. I wanted to become a teacher. I wanted to teach other poor children like me. I completed school with top marks. I got a scholarship to study in a college. I worked at night in a small shop and studied during the day. I never gave up. I never forgot my past. College was hard, but I kept going. I knew I had seen worse days. No money, no food, no shoes. I was not afraid of problems anymore. After college, I became a teacher. I got a job in a school. The same school where I once stood outside and watched. Now I was a teacher there. Life had come full circle. I started a small school for poor children. Children who lived in slums. Children who had no money. Children who worked like I once did. I gave them books. I taught them with love. I told them, "You can do anything. Just never stop." People who once laughed at me now respected me. They called me sir. They invited me to speak at events. They told my story to others. But I never forgot who I was. I was once a garbage boy. Everyone laughed at me. Nobody respected me. I felt broken inside. But I didn't stop. I worked hard. And that made all the difference. Now, when I walk through those same streets, people smile at me. They say, "Look, that's the man who changed his life." Some young boys come to me and say, "Sir, I also want to study." I look into their eyes and say, "You can. Just start." I teach them English, maths, and most importantly, hope. I built a small library in the slum. I collected second-hand books and gave them to children. I also speak in schools and colleges. I tell my story. I say, it does not matter how you start. It matters how you finish. I don't wear expensive clothes. I still live in a simple house. But my heart is rich. My soul is full of peace. I changed my story, and now I help others change theirs. If you are poor, don't feel weak. If people laugh at you, don't cry. If no one respects you, don't give up. Work hard. Be honest. Keep moving forward. Life will test you, but if you stay strong, you will rise. I was once a garbage boy. Today, I am a teacher, a mentor, a guide, a light for many children. This is my story. From garbage to greatness.